Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Davis, and I've eaten 11 books since starting this YouTube channel. PragerU, the beautiful baby infant child of Dennis Prager. I actually got an associate's degree there for wearing dress shoes to the wrong occasions, and later I went back there to try to get a BFA in leasing a car every year so it looks like I'm rich, but I ended up getting kicked out of school, unfortunately, on account of me being a little bit too f***y. Today we'll be diving into their PragerU Kids series, the show whose mascot is a baby-fied old man, but he's still an old man, but now he's a baby, and also old. And also there's a dog there with the eyes of a strange beetle. Before we even start, actually, let me try to redesign this and make a more accurate baby-fied Dennis Prager. Here's that. Okay, let's get to learning.
Have you ever been hurt by someone else?
Yeah. Oh, you can betcha, buddy.
Yeah.
Of course you have.
There isn't one person who hasn't been wronged by someone else, which means everyone needs to learn how to forgive.
I'm loving this white on white text here. That's working really well.
You've probably heard people tell you to forgive and forget all your life. And maybe it's kind of annoying.
We must remember to forgive and forget.
What? Here's a quick tip. If you're going to make a joke in a video, make sure it's a joke. Also, I hope she's telling the kids to forgive and forget because they were making fun of her stupid little house. The thing sucks.
But you hear about forgiveness so much because it's so important. 18th century Alexander Pope once said,
To err is human, to forgive, divine.
That's a great quote and all, but why did they put so much effort into this costume just to ruin it by putting sunglasses on him? Get rid of those anachronistic sunglasses and this is a perfect cosplay.
So today, we're giving you 3 tips on how to forgive.
Number 1, understand the types of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a complex thing. There are 3 different types for different situations: exoneration, forbearance, and release.
I love that the banner talking about how censored they are is covering up like a lot of the important text. If there's one thing right-wingers are good at, it's irony.
Exoneration is to excuse someone from punishment or penalty for a fault or wrongdoing. This means that you overlooked the wrong they did, wipe the slate clean.
Man, they need a new graphic designer. Let me fix this too real quick. There we go.
And treat them as not guilty, even if they are.
What?
Yep, even if they're guilty. Maybe they took your leftovers by accident. Gotta grab me some mac and cheesy.
Who took my mac and cheesy?
Okay, I am all for forgiveness, don't get me wrong. But if I ever heard anybody say mac and cheesy in real life, I'd grab them by the liver and swing them around in circles until they didn't know Crowder from Colbert.
Or maybe your good boy left you a little blessing while you were gone.
Wait, run that back. That's what I thought. That dog didn't do anything wrong. That couch is perfectly clean after the dog got off. That dog is innocent. You, milady, are the one who put some piss and crap on that couch.
You should exonerate someone when they sincerely apologize. Take full responsibility, ask for forgiveness, and you have confidence they won't knowingly repeat their actions.
I'm watching this with the sound off so my liberal parents don't hear me watching PragerU videos, so I sure wish that last item on the list weren't being censored like this.
Exonerating someone means that you choose to give up your personal desire for revenge.
Damn, yeesh. This is a video for kids and he said that last sentence like he was worried about some first grader finding the guy who ate his Easy Mac and Django Unchained-ing his ass.
Whether your brother stole your Pop-Tart, like this kid.
Whoa, this guy actually does kind of look like my brother. If my brother were like the worst.
Or sold you into slavery, like that Joseph guy in the Bible. True forgiveness means completely surrendering your urge to punish the other person.
Man, stop. Like, what child out there is like, punish them all. They must be punished.
Forbearance, on the other hand, applies when the offender has done something so hurtful that it alters the relationship going forward. But forgiveness is still necessary for your own healing. With forbearance, you do away with grudges or any plot for revenge.
Yes. My plan is all coming together. Little Timothy will learn to eat my crisp apple Pop-Tart nary again once the leeches are done with him.
You choose to maintain ties to the person with caution and watchfulness. Forbearance does not mean you should be a doormat and let others continually hurt you. Even though they should change and say they will change, doesn't necessarily mean they will.
Oh, I promise, I've changed. No more swindling.
So sometimes—
Wait, if you look closely, you can see that prison guy was about to say something else, but he got cut off. That's too bad. I was really fascinated by his character. I want to know more.
So sometimes the relationship has to change, even when you forgive them. If someone keeps canceling their plans with you over and over again, it doesn't mean you have to keep inviting them.
So, are you going to be there tonight?
No, I'm not gonna go, sorry.
Canceling again.
Yuck, I'd cancel on him too. He sounds like if a Minecraft villager killed and ate Wheezy from Toy Story 2.
If someone hits you and you forgive them, it doesn't mean you should let them hit you again.
Man, that was funny as hell. Bunch of Charlie Chaplins over here.
Relationships are built on trust, and trust must be earned and rebuilt when lost. So forgiveness in the form of forbearance does not mean that you automatically trust them the same as before. Over time, if trust is restored, there are situations where forbearance can lead to exoneration.
I don't have any jokes for that part. That was all pretty much fine. Forgiveness is good. Speaking of, I forgive the set designer for this show for painting the entire background no source found projector blue. You're a bad set designer, but I forgive you. I exonerate you. I spelled exonerate wrong in my script there, by the way. I spelled it wrong just then too, but I don't want to rewatch the video and find out how it's actually spelled, so let's move on.
But what form of forgiveness applies when someone never apologizes or their apology is insincere? Like when a reckless thief stole your car.
Finders keepers, suckers!
He's a thief, sure, but he doesn't seem like a reckless thief. He seems to be driving at a reasonable speed, and he's staying in his lane, so reckless, maybe.
Or when you got conned into a scam and lost your life savings.
Took every penny I had!
Oh man, I didn't know they had a Jim Brewer impression elective at PragerU. Man, I really missed out. I wish I didn't get kicked out of that place.
Situations where the offender exhibits no sorrow or remorse, the third and best response is release.
I can see an E, an A-S-E, maybe a B there? Maybe I'll just turn up the volume a tiny bit so I can... What are you watching in there? Oh, nothing, my liberal father. Just reviewing my pronoun flashcards and listening to Carly Rae Jepsen, just like you asked.
Good. We're having Joe Brandon soup and fried estrogen for dinner tonight. Your favorite.
Great, sounds good, your soyness. Turn the volume back down, I guess.
Releasing the pain and anger is for you. Otherwise, the negativity will eventually eat you up with resentment and bitterness. It's been said that bitterness is like drinking poison and hoping that the other person dies. It turns out that the person it harms the most is you.
Okay, that was a good delivery. That was some quality physical comedy there. The lack of a face change, falling while the narrator had already started moving on, that was good.
So when exoneration and forbearance aren't possible, remember that release keeps you from living in the tyranny of the past.
A conservative telling me to stop living in the past? What's next? A liberal participating in an election? Come on.
Number 2, consider how to approach someone who has wronged you. When someone has seriously harmed or hurt you, or the offense happens often enough that it spoils the relationship, then it's time to speak to the person directly and in private.
Man, yes, thank you. You see how much easier this is to read when it's not in front of something white? I kind of get why liberals all hate white men now. I didn't realize it was less of a race issue and more of a graphic design issue.
No one likes to be scolded in public.
You know how you stole my mac and cheesy from this fridge? Well, I forgive you.
I don't like how much emphasis he put on the words the fridge there, as if the fridge was the important part of the crime. You shot my mom in the face with this hand? Well, I forgive you.
In person is best because people get to see your facial expressions and hear your tone of voice, and are more likely to empathize with you. If it sounds too scary, or you're afraid of not knowing what to say on the spot, it can help to write down what you want to say beforehand.
Aha!
Again, nothing really to make fun of there other than the sounds of a pelican eating a rubber tire that this guy keeps making.
Aha! 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 Aha!
I'm actually just gonna skip the next little bit of this video. I couldn't think of any good jokes to make because they just kind of give some actually good advice about like repairing relationships after somebody's done something wrong. Advice that I sure wish some Trump fans would consider.
If they still don't apologize, you should release the matter and actively seek ways that will further your own healing and well-being, like therapy.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Ignoring all of the words that the Walmart brand my brother is saying on the couch there, this therapy office with like the upper level here reminds me way too much of Hannibal's office.
I don't know how to gauge who I am anymore.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Prayer. Or perhaps a night of karaoke.
Alright, I'm gonna cut that off before I get copyright stricken. I love this woman's prayer face though. I love me a prayer that makes me look like I'm playing Quiplash with a bunch of people who are much funnier than I am.
Forgiveness is not easy, but it yields freedom and happiness.
Whoa!
Okay, that sounded slightly less annoying. Maybe forgiveness does work.
Thank you for watching this how-to episode for PragerU.
Damn, that dance move was funny. That was awesome.
We hope you learned something new. If you're not watching this on PragerUkids.com, you should be.
Watch this on PragerUkids.com.
No, I like the self-censored version better. Well, that's basically the whole video. There's a blooper reel, though, during the credits where we learn a little bit more about that prison character.
Prison really has a way of changing a man. Ha! Ha! Ha!
So there you go. There's a little bit more Swindler lore for you. So that was a fun one. I made fun of it because that's my self-appointed job, but they didn't really say anything too egregious. Let's see what else Dennis Prager has to teach us.
Anywhere that you have people who are governed by fear of global warming, idiotic, irrational, sick fear. How did people get governed by irrational fears? Whether it is of the non-vaccinated who are the pariahs of America, as I have not seen in my lifetime any pariah group like this. During the AIDS crisis, can you imagine if gay men and intravenous drug users, who were the vast majority of people with AIDS, had they been pariahs the way the non-vaccinated are?
That wasn't very forgive and forget of him. The unvaccinated are kind of the gay guys of the Republican Party, though, if you really think about it. Dennis Prager, more like Dennis Gager. Dennis Prager, more like penis gay guy. Well, that's it for today, everybody. My challenge for you for this week is to go ask your conservative relatives to forgive you for respecting people's pronouns and see how they react. Bye.